So this is from a band called the Pecos and the Rooftops, and this is called This Damn Song. It's actually a really good example of the Dorian mode. If you're not familiar with the Dorian mode, real quick, a crash course. It's like a minor scale, except the sixth note is raised by a half step, otherwise known as a major sixth. This is one way that you can play it right here. So this is the progression for the song. That G major chord at the end of the progression really solidifies that Dorian color. If this was natural minor or even Phrygian, that 4 chord would be minor and it would sound something like this. It's a subtle difference, but it definitely changes the mood of the song. That Dorian gets you just a little bit of brightness at the end there. It makes it a little more playful sounding, where the natural minor is a little more serious and even somber. That note is also what is giving that G major its color. That note is B, because this song is in D Dorian, so the major sixth is B. And we also see that note again a little bit later. That quick little multi-pull-off thing. The final note in that little sequence there is B, and as we just discussed, the B is the major sixth in D Dorian. The other little thing that's kind of cool, and you don't see this as often when you're hearing a Dorian solo, is they are keeping the pentatonic boxes where they should be in relationship to Dorian. So let me explain this. If you're in D Dorian, it's still generally a minor tonality because your tonic chord is going to be minor. And if you plug in the minor pentatonic scale, nothing about box 1 of the minor pentatonic in D is going to conflict with the Dorian. That major sixth is not there anyway. So what a lot of people would do is play maybe box 1 of Dorian in D, but then also box 1 of minor pentatonic in D. Something like this. And that's perfectly fine. You get the chord tones of the tonic chord right there, the root, the minor third, the perfect fifth. If I want to compare this back to the relative natural minor, in this case, the relative natural minor is A. And as you can tell, once I tilt the anticipation of the root note back to D, and I continue to play the A natural minor position, you start to hear the D Dorian sound. All I have to do is put more emphasis on D. So by extension, if we're trying to match up the pentatonic shapes with those 7-note modes, then you should get box 1 of minor pentatonic in that position. It should be A minor pentatonic, position 1. By extension of that, then I should have position 3 or box 3 in D Dorian. So it's different from what you're usually used to hearing because you're not getting the minor third in particular. There's a little bit more tension, but you're actually getting the major second, and the major second is kind of one of those colors that works really well with Dorian, And you could see that they're using that in this solo. Check these couple of phrases out. All I'm seeing there is those pentatonic boxes where they live, native to the natural minor scale. I see box 1, box 2, box 3, and box 4. So it's not like the solo is kind of built around box 1 of pentatonic being off the 10th fret. It's built around being off the 5th fret in A. You can even hear it in that initial unison bend in the opening of the solo. If they were thinking about playing box 1 up here, that unison bend might never have occurred to them to use in the solo. And especially in the final run, you can clearly see that they're using position 3 or box 3 of minor pentatonic. If they were thinking box 1 of D pentatonic or D minor pentatonic, it would probably be something like this. So there would be a few different notes and a few different intervals that were highlighted instead. So this is kind of something I just wanted to quickly talk about in addition to playing the solo for you guys. But yeah, this is a really cool example of using the pentatonic positions natively, I guess you can say, in D Dorian.